Hello everybody. I just got my NAS in today, and I thought that it would be useful for everybody if I made a video showing everyone how I'm setting up my NAS. For those of you who are not familiar with them, a NAS is a network attached storage. It's like an external USB drive or an additional hard drive in your computer, except that instead of being in the computer itself attached to one computer, it's shared across your entire home network and is available to any computer you have, a game system, and a device that has Wi-Fi that can connect to external drives or network drives, anything like that. Basically, it's a convenient way to store your media and other things where they're accessible by everything in your house or apartment, not just one computer. And you don't have to keep one computer on to share everything. And I've never used a NAS before. This is my first one. I've been using external drives for years. I have 4 of them right now, and I'm getting tired of it, so I thought I would purchase a NAS and add that. I use it for a media server personally with XBMC media server. If you're not familiar with it, it's just xbmc.com, .org. I don't know. I Google it every time I go there or use a bookmark. But go to XBMC. Learn about it. It's a great media server. You can combine all your TV shows, movies in one place, pictures, music, whatever, and that way you don't have to sit there and put disc in, disc in, disc in after disc in after disc, and you can watch all your stuff. Anyway, I thought I would share my experience building this NAS and telling everyone how to use it, simply because I've never done it, and I thought I could learn from the experience. Hello, Cosmo. Excuse me. Excuse me, puppy. Thought everybody might benefit from this. I am just starting. I just got these in the mail. Got that yesterday, the hard drives and the NAS today. The one I got is a Synology DS410. You can see it right there. The DS410 I picked because it has amazing reviews. It's a 4-drive NAS, meaning you can, it holds, assuming a 3 terabyte drive, up to 12 terabytes, and I thought that was plenty. I didn't want to go with just a 2 because that was too small, and I got this one because I couldn't afford. It was the most expensive one I could afford from them, basically, or in general. And then the hard drives, which I'm about to open here, you can kind of see them through the packaging. I have 4 of them. I have 12 terabytes of storage. I bought 4 3 terabyte drives. So anyway, just to show you what I'm currently working with, to see what kind of improvements I'm going to do. Put the flash on here. Everything I have currently runs off my Mac Mini. It's the early 2009 model, and the Core 2 Duo is in it, and I've upgraded it to 8 gigs of RAM just because I do a lot of transcoding on it, though honestly I later learned that it doesn't really help much with transcoding, but it's still nice to have 8 gigs of RAM because I can run shit tons of stuff in the background with no problems. This is where all my media currently resides and what I'm going to be replacing, and damn, with the flash you can really see the dust. You'll have to excuse it. But anyway, these 2 are 2 terabyte drives apiece, and these 2 are 1 terabyte drives that I purchased prior to that. So I have 6 terabytes total. Really, I only have 3 terabytes of storage I use and 3 terabytes that are mirrored. I've been doing the mirroring manually, i.e. I add a file to this, through the, ripping the disk onto this, then I manually go and copy it to this. TV shows are on here, and movies are on here. Got about 110, 115 movies offhand, and about probably 10 to 12 shows right here on this, and then I've got all the currently available seasons for most of them. A few of them I'm missing seasons here and there, like The Office. I think I only have the first 4 seasons, but by and large I've got them all. Google TV, Xbox 360, Wii, PlayStation 3, RXV 667 surround sound, it's a Yamaha, and a VIP 922 DVR from Dish, and then my setup on my TV right there. You can see it running that in the background. When it's actually running XBMC, of course, it looks different. Let me flip over to that mode real quick, and this is kind of what everything looks like for me. It's a nice little setup. You have to ignore the flash. Let me turn that off here. I'm recording this on my phone, so it may not look the best. So basically, you have your shows here, TV shows. Okay, I may not have a network connection at the moment, but you just go, say your movies, and it pulls up a list of all your movies. And you don't want to pay, click on Dead Poet Society. You click play, and it starts the movie. It's kind of like my own personal on-demand server. It's a lot more convenient than putting a bunch of discs in. TV shows works basically the same way. You go to TV shows. Say you go to no, not Family Guy, I don't have anything added for that yet. Like Everybody Loves Raymond, Season 1, you can see the discs. Click on there, click play, and it starts playing Everybody Loves Raymond. So anyway, It's very convenient and a great system. If you've never used it, I would highly recommend looking at XBMC. Stands for Xbox Media Center, though it no longer is Xbox only. It will run on pretty much anything these days. PC, Mac, Linux. I think there's an iOS version for Apple TV, iPads, and possibly iPhones as well. And since it runs on Linux, I know it could theoretically run on Android, which is the kind of phone I use, though I have yet to attempt that or know of anyone who has done it, though I'm sure it's theoretically possible. Anyway, and yes, my computer is, as usual, transcoding in the background. I'm transcoding all the Grey's Anatomy stuff right now. Not really my show, but I mean, it's somewhat enjoyable, but I record it for my fiance. Or not record it, but I'm transcoding it for my fiance. Anyways, this is the hard drives. Let's cut into these carefully here. I'm very happy. I purchased all this stuff from Newegg. You can see that the packaging is quite nice on them. I will, when stuff is transcoding or installing it, I'll go into what exactly I purchased and why for the hard drives, just because you do have to make several decisions with these, like, do you want 5200 or 5400 RPM drives, 7200 RPM drives? Do you want to go with 3 terabyte per drive, or do you want to deal with quite loud, I'm sure. Do you want to deal with 3 terabyte drives and the potential issues you might have with that, or do you want to just stick with tried and true 2 terabyte drives, or even smaller, depending on what your needs are? These, I went with the 3 terabytes, and like I said, I'll go into that later at some point. The individual model, you can see it's a Hitachi Desk Star. It's a 3.5 inch, of course. It's a desktop class hard drive. 3 terabytes. I personally went with the 5400 RPMs, and the model number, if anyone is interested, if I can find it on here, I've forgotten offhand. We'll see the model number when I get it opened up. But anyway, I'm quite happy with the packaging I got from Newegg. They are a great site if you're not familiar with them. They sell lots of electronic stuff, kitchen stuff too, I think, and jewelry, but mostly it's electronics, computer parts, video games, things like that. Great site, good shipping policies, good customer service, and great prices. I've been buying shit from them for years now. Anyways, let's take out, got all 4 of them here, and you can see quite intense packaging. And then go ahead and look at the NAS here. Let's see what we can find. I'll have to cap this at 10 minutes because my YouTube account doesn't, I think, let me do more than 10 minutes. You've got a power cord, nothing exciting about that. Piece of cardboard. What's in this top thing? It's just packing material. More packing material. Let's pull this out, get this out of the way. I always tend to do accessories first when I'm getting new stuff, just because, get it out of the way. Welcome, read this first, blah, blah, blah. Shit tons of hard drive screws, installation CD and all that jazz I'm sure is in there. We'll put that to the side, and the power brick to go with the power cord. And then an Ethernet cable. That's convenient, given that it's a network attached storage. You are going to want to hook by Ethernet. You can do network attached storage through Wi-Fi, but realistically, unless you live in an area with no Wi-Fi pollution and have like the world's greatest router and it's mounted up high and you have radio extenders throughout your house, or if you live in maybe a tiny apartment and somehow have no radio pollution, you probably aren't going to want to do that. I may get a second NAS down the road for backup that I do over Wi-Fi, like a cheaper one. The 4 drives is, again, but a cheaper model. But the main NAS that you use, you definitely want to do over Ethernet. Like I said, I've never actually owned a NAS before, but I've been reading about them, and that's basically the concept out there. I mean, you want maximum capacity. This camera's going to look bad for a second. I'll pull this out. I can't hold it and pull it out at the same time. Okay, and doesn't look to be anything else in the box. So I will store all this stuff in there for now, just in case I need it later on, if there's any problems, or sending it back, or just for general storage purposes. Because realistically, I will probably keep this box in the closet somewhere. And put that up there in the chair. Cosmo, watch out. Say hello, Cosmo. Cosmo! Cosmo! He's kind of shy for the camera.